Learning outcomes. After studying this module, you shall be able to know about the sources of funds, evaluate the structure of international financial market, and learn about the securitization and off-balance sheet activities. Introduction. International business is facilitated by markets that allow for the flow of funds between countries. The transactions arising from international business cause money flows from one country to another. The balance of payment is a measure of international money flow and is discussed in this chapter. Financial managers of MNCs monitor the balance of payments so that they can determine how the flow of international transactions is changing over time. The balance of payments can indicate the volume of transactions between specific countries and may even signal the potential shifts in the specific exchange rate. Know about the sources of funds. In this section, we discuss how MNCs is financed at international level. The overall sources of international funds are categorized at two parts, official sources and non-official sources. Official sources is further categorized into two parts as multilateral agencies and bilateral agencies. Multilateral agencies consist of international developmental banks such as the World Bank, IFC, and regional development banks such as Asian Development Bank, etc. Similarly, a bilateral agency is also an important source of international funds. Like official sources, non-government agencies also played an important role for financing MNCs at global level. They consist of Euro currency market or international banks and international securities markets such as debt and equity securities. Evaluate the structure of international financial market, which is also known as IFM. When a multinational organization selects its foreign investment opportunity, it needs to select a one specific source or a mix of sources of funds to finance the investment opportunity. Here we are more inclined to know the formal sources of funds. International Monetary Fund. The United Nations Monetary and Financial Conference, organized in Bretton Woods, Hampshire in 1944, were called to develop a structured international monetary system. As a result of the above conference, the International Monetary Fund was established. The major purposes of IMF as mentioned by its charter are to enhance the cooperation among countries on international monetary issues, to reduce volatility in exchange rates, to provide temporary funds to member countries attempting to correct imbalances of international payments, to encourage free mobility of capital funds across countries, and to promote free trade. It is clear indicative from these objectives that the IMF's goal is to promote and increase internalization of business. Before 1973, when exchange rates were kept within fixed regime and tight boundaries, the IMF focused on removing the currency exchange restrictions and ensuring currency convertibility with the objective of IMF of encouraging international trade. With the inception of floating exchange rates in 1973 and with the beginning of the 1974 to 75 recession, the IMF became concerned that countries would make effort to decrease their respective currency values as a means of accelerating exports and sinking imports. Simultaneously, the IMF offered financing arrangements to the countries facing large amount of balance of trade deficits. During the international debt crisis that evolved in August 1982, the IMF provided financing to many of the countries suffering debt prepayment difficulties. The IMF worked with each country individually to develop and implement policies that would improve its balance of trade positions. One of the key responsibilities of IMF is their compensatory financing facilities, which make effort to decrease the impact of export instability on country economies. However, it is available to all IMF members. This facility is mainly used by developing countries. A country facing financial problems due to the reduced export earnings must show that the reduction is temporary and beyond its control. In addition to above condition, they must be ready to work with the IMF in resolving the problems. Each member country of the IMF is allotted a quota based on the variety of factors reflecting economic status of a country. Members are required to pay this allotted quota. The amount of funds that each member can borrow from the IMF depends on its particular quota. The financing by the IMF is measured in special drawing rights, which is also known as SDRs. The SDR is not a currency, but simply it's a unit of account. It is an international reserve asset created by the IMF and allocated to the member countries to supplement currency reserves. The SDR's value fluctuates in accordance with the value of major currencies. The IMF played an active role in a direction to reduce the negative effects of the Asian crisis. In 1997 and 1998, it provided funding to various Asian countries in place of promises from the governments of respective country to take specific actions needed to improve economic conditions of a particular country. Though the IMF had good purposes, its funding efforts were not always fruitful. For example, the IMF agreed to pay $43 billion for Indonesia. The negotiations were stressed as the IMF demanded that President Suharto break up some of the monopolies run by his friends and family members and close some sick banks. Citizens of Indonesia understood the bank closure as a banking crisis and started to withdraw their deposits from all banks. Again in January 1998, the IMF demanded many other types of economic reforms and Suharto agreed to them. The reforms may have been overly ambitious, however, and Suharto failed to incorporate them. The IMF ready to renegotiate the terms in March 1998 in a continuing effort to rescue Indonesia, but this effort indicated that a country did not have to meet the terms of its agreement to obtain funding. A new agreement was finished in April and the IMF resumed its payment to support a bailout of Indonesia. In May 1998, Suharto abruptly dropped subsidies for gasoline and food, which led to riots in Indonesia. Suharto blamed the riots on the IMF and on foreign investors who wanted to acquire assets in Indonesia at depressed prices. The next is World Bank. The International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, which is also known as IBRD, is also referred as the World Bank, which was formed in 1944. Its main objective is to provide loans to the countries to support economic development. For example, the World Bank has given a loan to Mexico of about $4 billion over a 10-year period for environmental projects to support industrial development near the US border. Its primary source of funds is the sale of bonds and other debt instruments to private investors and governments. The World Bank has inspired by a profit-oriented philosophy. Therefore, its loans are not subsidized but are provided at market rates to the governments and their agencies that are likely to repay them. A key dimension of the World Bank's mission is the Structural Adjustment Loan, incorporated in 1980. The SALs are directed to encourage a country's long-term economic growth. For example, SALs have been extended to Turkey and to some other less developed countries that are making effort to improve their balance of trade. Because the World Bank extended only a small proportion of the financing required by the developing countries, it attempts to spread its funds with the help co-financing agreements. Co-financing is performed in the following ways. First is official aid agencies. Development agencies may join hands with the World Bank in financing development projects in less developed countries. The next are the export credit agencies. The World Bank co-finances some capital-intensive projects. These projects are also financed by some export credit agencies. The next one is commercial banks. The World Bank has collaborated with commercial banks to provide financing for private sector development. In past few years, more than 350 banks from all over the world have participated in co-financing, including the Bank of America, JP Morgan, Chase and Company and Citigroup. The World Bank recently established the Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, which is also known as MIGA, which offers insurance against various forms of political risk. This is an additional means by which the World Bank can encourage the development of international trade and investment. The World Bank is one of the largest borrowers in the world. Its borrowing have amounted to the equivalent of $70 billion. Its loans are well diversified among numerous currencies and countries. It has received the highest credit rating of AAA possible. International financial corporations. In 1956, the International Financial Corporation was formed to promote private corporation within countries. Composed of a large number of member nations, the IFC works to promote economic development through the development of private sector rather than the government sector. In addition to providing loans to the corporations, it also purchases stocks, therefore becoming part of the owner in some cases rather than just a creditor. The IFC typically provides 10 to 15% of the necessary funds in the private enterprise projects in which it invests, and the residual funds of the projects must be financed through other sources. Thus, the IFC acts as the catalyst and facilitator as opposed to a sole supporter for private enterprise development projects. It traditionally has obtained financing from the World Bank but can borrow in the international financial markets. International Development Associations. The International Development Association, which is also known as IDA, was established in 1960 with the objective country development somewhat similar to those of the World Bank. Its loan policy is more suitable for less developed nations. However, the IDA provides loan at low interest rates to poor nations that cannot qualify for loans from the World Bank. Bank for International Settlements. The Bank for International Settlement, which is also known as BIS, attempts to facilitate cooperation among countries with regard to international transactions. It also provides assistance to the countries going through a financial crisis. The BIS is sometimes referred to as the central bank's central bank or the lender of the last resort. It played an important role in financing some of the less developed countries during the international debt crisis in the early and mid-1980s. It generally provides financing for the central bank in Latin America and Eastern European countries. Regional development agencies. Several other agencies have more regional as opposed to global objectives relating to economic development. These include, for example, the Inter-American Development Bank, which focuses on the needs of the Latin America, the Asian Development Bank, which was established to encourage social and economic development in Asia, and the African Development Bank with focusing on development in African countries. In 1990, the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development was established to help the Eastern European countries adjust from communism to capitalism. 12 Western European countries hold a 51% interest, while Eastern European countries hold a 13.5% interest. The United States is the biggest shareholder with a 10% interest. There are 40 member countries in aggregate. Bilateral agencies. The existence of bilateral lending is not older than that of the multilateral lending. Bilateral economic assistance was for the first time announced by the US President Truman in January 1951. The motivation was in fact political and economic. The economic assistance could help build the infrastructural facilities in the developing countries that could in turn help increase the US private investment in such countries. Non-official sources. International Bank. International banks are also known as Eurobanks. Such banks involve minimum interference from host government. They deal in any convertible currency other than the currency of the host country. Till the late 1950s, international banks were mainly domestic banks performing the functions of international banks. This means that they operated in foreign countries, accepting deposits from and making loans to the residents of the host countries. Learn about the securitization and off-balance sheet activities. Securitization. Securitization is the process of transforming an illiquid asset or group of assets into a security. For example, securitization is a mortgage-backed security, which is a type asset-backed security that is secured by a collection of mortgages. The process works as follows. First, a regulated and authorized financial institution originates numerous mortgages which are secured by the claims against the various properties the mortgagors purchase. Then all the individuals' mortgages are bundled together into a mortgage pool which is held in trust as the collateral for all the MBS. The MBS can be issued by a third-party financial company such as large investment banking firm or by the same bank that originated the mortgages in the first place. Securitization is the financial practice of pooling various types of contractual debt such as residential mortgages, commercial mortgages, auto loans, or credit card debt obligation, and selling their related cash flows to the third-party investors as securities, which may be described as bonds, pass-through securities, or collateralized debt obligations. Investors are repaid from the principal and interest cash flows collected from the underlying debt and redistributed through the capital structure of the new financing. Securities backed by mortgage receivables are called mortgage-backed securities, while those which are backed by other type of securities or receivables are known as asset-backed securities. Off-balance sheet activities. Off-balance sheet activities means non-traditional activities such as participation in derivatives, foreign exchange market, etc. It is basically means to an asset or debt that does not appear on a company's balance sheet. Such items do not have legal claim or responsibility for. The slump in the bank's lending activities during the 1980s resulted not only in greater use of international securities but also in a shift in favor of the off-balance sheet activities of the international banks. It was because the banks had to maintain their earnings and the capital adequacy norms in the wake of the eroded lending business. These activities were nothing but the participation in the foreign exchange market, foreign exchange derivatives, etc. Summary. Let us now summarize what we have learned in this module. International business is facilitated by markets that allow for the flow of funds between countries. The balance of payment is a measure of international money flow. Financial managers of MNCs monitor the balance of payments so that they can determine how the flow of international transactions is changing over time. The overall sources of international funds are categorized at two parts: official sources and non-official sources. Official sources are further categorized into two parts: multilateral agencies and bilateral agencies. Multilateral agencies consist of international development banks such as World Bank, IFC, and regional development banks such as Asian Development Bank, etc. Similarly, a bilateral agency is also an important source of international funds. The International Monetary Fund was established in 1944 in Bretton Woods. The major purpose of IMF are to enhance cooperation among countries on international monetary issues, to reduce volatility in exchange rates, to provide temporary funds to the member countries attempting to correct imbalances of international payments, encourage free mobility of capital funds across countries, and to promote free trade. The International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, also referred to as the World Bank, was formed in 1944. Its main objective is to provide loans to the countries to support economic development. The World Bank recently established the Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, which offers insurance against various forms of political risk. This is an additional means by which the World Bank can encourage the development of international trade and investment. In 1956, the International Financial Corporation was formed in order to promote private cooperation within the countries. Composed of a large number of member nations, the IFC works to promote economic development through the development of private sector rather than the government sector. The International Development Association was established in 1960. Its loan policy is more suitable for less developed nations. However, the IDA provides loans at low interest rates to poor nations that cannot qualify for loans from the World Bank. The Bank for International Settlements attempts to facilitate cooperation among countries with regard to the international transactions. It also provides assistance to the countries going through a financial crisis. Several other agencies have more regional as opposed to the global objectives relating to the economic development. These include, for example, the Inter-American Development Bank, the Asian Development Bank, and the African Development Bank. Securitization is the process of transforming an illiquid asset or group of assets into a security. For example, securitization is a mortgage-backed security, which is a type of asset backed by security that is secured by a collection of mortgages.